Bob, you held a very successful annual forum on the family once again last week in Auckland with 700 delegates. There were many highlights of the conference. It was a privilege for me to be there as well. But one of the highlights was people who have survived abortions, including the US abortion survivor Melissa Oden, who spoke very, very powerfully. But you also unearthed a New Zealand survivor. These people walk amongst us. Let's take a look.
My name is Olga. I'm from Tauranga. My mom got pregnant at 15 and went to her parents and said to them that she's pregnant. And being the youngest of 7 children, my grandparents, obviously back in those days, found it to be quite an embarrassment having their 15-year-old and the baby of the family pregnant. My grandmother then got abortion pills from her local doctor and sort of coerced my mom and literally had her cornered in the bathroom and said to her, "You will take these pills because we don't want you to have this baby."
Bob, people like Olga are not meant to be alive. That's what the abortion supporters want. It's a very powerful story here. These people are not meant to be amongst us, are they?
Well, I think what it shows is that one of the concerns about abortion is the amount of coercion that goes on.
Yeah.
And abortionists don't look for coercion. But often, as we know, I mean, there's been famous NFL players in Australia who have coerced their girlfriends to get an abortion. And often a lot of women who are pregnant, they are coerced either by family members or by boyfriends, often maybe social pressure to have the abortion when they don't actually want it. We got Melissa Oden over from the US. She survived an abortion as well. It was a saline abortion, and surprise, surprise, she actually survived it. The mother didn't even know that she had survived the abortion and didn't meet her until well into Melissa's life. So we had Melissa coming over to tell the story and basically to say the unborn child is a person and we should do everything we can to protect life. And we thought to ourselves as a staff, you know, often you can just say, oh, only in America, it doesn't happen in New Zealand, there's no such thing as late-term abortions or born alive, etc. And so we thought, let's find a New Zealand example. So we reached out to some of the pro-life communities and found Olga and filmed her story. She survived because her mother put the pill under her tongue, waited until the grandmother had left the room, and then took it out. And Olga lived as a result, has her own 2 daughters now. And it was just a reminder of the reality of the unborn child and the life that can result, and just that pressure, that coercion that does happen with abortion. And it was very powerful. And I think, Lyle, it also reminds us that often it's not the best argument that wins, sometimes it's the best story. And I think the left have learnt this, that often they put up examples to push their case. And as conservatives, we need to do that as well, put up families and individuals that show what happens when the leftist ideology wins and who really suffers. And Olga is an example of someone who could have been a victim. As she herself says, someone attempted to murder me and she survived. And you know, that's why that opening line is very powerful, isn't it?
It is so powerful, Bob. Yeah. And I'd encourage everyone to go to the Family First New Zealand YouTube channel and watch the full interview of Olga. It was so powerful. And Bob, it was very powerful at your conference when she got up out of the audience after Melissa Oden's speech and the 2 survivors of abortion met each other on the stage. That was a priceless moment. So please go to Family First New Zealand's YouTube channel, watch that interview with Olga.